Okay, so my new system is doing okay. Um, it's giving me all these nice entries and they're all in profit. It's because it's Friday night in Australia, which is like the Friday Open in New York, and everybody just dumped all their money in on the Friday for some reason. According to the book I read, it says that the professionals buy in the evening and dummies buy in the losers buy in the morning. So maybe all the professionals have bought now, and I'm suddenly one of them because my system is working according to the book I'm reading. So let me go over my system again. So this is the Elder Force Index. The system I'm using is written by Elder and then modified by myself. Elder's a guy from the 80s, and this is like the strength of each candle multiplied by the volume of the candle. So this candle went suddenly from positive force, even though this is a negative candle, somehow it got a positive. Oh, it's got an EMA too, so it's got some smoothing on it. So this one finally pushed it below from the positive side to the negative side. So then the system says, okay, you put a long order above that candle. So you put a long order here. So if it goes above this line, you want to buy. And then the next candle, you just move the long order to that line, and then the next candle, and the stop loss to below it, and then the next candle to this line. And I've modified the system so that the stop loss is below the last 7 candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So here, I would put it rather than, I mean, on his one it was last 2 candles, so it'll be here anyway. And I've moved the stop loss now anyway since we got in. My feeling is that I've just moved it below that candle. So if I ever get a negative candle, I want to get out. If I ever get a low that's below the previous low, I want to get out. That's my feeling. Um, my emotional feeling is, oh, I got 115 bucks. Let's just grab it now. But that's not how the system works. I'm going to play the system how it is. Yeah, so it's working. And now I'm going to each candle, the system says once a candle closes in profit, then you set the stop loss to break even. But I like this way of doing it below the low of the last candle. So if you get, you see, look here, lower, higher low, lower low, lower low, higher low, higher low. So I expect each candle to have a higher low, and if it doesn't, then get me out. But once it goes long, 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 then we're supposed to set the, once we break even, we're supposed to set the stop loss to 50% of the profit and keep reinvesting, keep pyramiding into it. So let's look at the next trade, which is Euro US. So the same thing, the down symbol was right here. And I put an entry right above that candle, and then boom, it got me in. So thank you, I guess. And you see here, it looks like the low would have stopped me out, but if you go to the hourly, I didn't get, so I set the entry here. I went below the previous low, which is my stop loss here. It went below my stop loss, but until not until after I'd gotten in. Then this big hourly candle shot up, got me into the trade. So I guess I just leave my stop loss. I mean, honestly, I should move it down there. So I can't set it to break even because these are the hourly candles, not the daily candles. So we're just going to leave it and hope that this is a new high coming on and risk our $100 until that candle closes. And then once it closes, I'll set it to break even just like the system says. Let's see how we go. The one I don't like about this is that the daily trend strength is really low. The weekly is dropping as well. So maybe this is going to be a short-term trade rather than long-term trades, seeing as these trends are decreasing rather than increasing. Let's take a look at the history. See, it's very, it's got a lot of low breaks, so I think it'll stop me out quickly. You know what? I'm going to set it to break even now. thing than lose, right? Risk AUD, -1. Not even break even. I'm gonna get $1 out of it. Yeah, baby. Okay. What's the? I don't know. I don't know what my cost of entry is. 0.8 pips. What's the cost of a pip? I don't know. Does it tell me up there? No. Does it tell me in here? Long quantity, short quantity, order, average fill price, current, profit. So I'm up 52 pips. I don't even know how much that is in dollars, but that's what Elder says in his book, is if you're a good trader, you don't know how many dollars you're up, you just know that you're generally up. So this one, the daily trend is on the way up, so I like it. I think seeing as it's going to close in 2 hours anyway, I think it's okay to settle the stop losses to break even. Let's just do it. In worst case, I get stopped out and I learn a lesson, right? So the same thing here. The entry signal was this, and I put a entry about this candle, and then it got me in here. But it's just these hourly super candles. That wasn't even an hourly super candle. See, what time is that? That's 10 a.m. my time. I need to change it to that's New York time. It was 10 a.m. New York time. Suddenly went up. And this is how my new system is working. All right. That was China. Let's have a look at Shift Japan. Shift Japan's not in profit yet. So this is the daily candle. That's very choppy, isn't it? So on this one, what I did, because it was so choppy, I put it above the rest of these. Although look, the daily trend is just dropping off. Hopefully we'll get a breakout to the north. I don't know. I regret entering this trade because it's so choppy. I mean, I got a candle up, but we'll see how we go in the morning. This is Swiss Japanese, and let's look at the hourly in New York time. So it must have got me in about here, which was 6 a.m. And then this bad stuff happened 10 a.m. Nobody in New York likes this one. Okay, and the New York Open. The New York Open is when the losers trade, so all the losers have gone out. The guy in the book, Elder, says to call yourself a loser like Alcoholics Anonymous and say, I am a loser. It has been 10 days since I lost money. And he says, see here, the same thing. It went below my stop loss. But then, and that was at 8 a.m. And then 10 a.m. candle, everybody bought it. And we're doing okay. This is Bitcoin. Bitcoin's super choppy. But the entries here, look, you put a stop above, stop above, stop above, stop above, and now I got in. So, do we put a stop loss to break even? Yes, we do, because we don't want to lose money. That's what the guy says. But he says losing money on a good risk is not losing money. That's just business. If you follow your system, and your system has been proven, and you lose money, that's not losing money. That's just normal business risk. Unfortunately, I think, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe it'll be always big high candles from now on. What's the time in New York right now? It's 5 p.m. They're closed, right? It is now 3 p.m. Yeah, so we've got 2 hours to go. And then close for the weekend. And Bitcoin US, Bitcoin Cash. So we're up 200 on Bitcoin Cash, handy. So if we look at the previous, see, there's the weekend, and then it broke up, boom. And then did it come back to, like we would have got in here, it would have stopped us out, unfortunately. If according to our current system. Although, no, what we would have done is when that closed, we'd put it to 50% profits. We'd probably put it here, so we would have stopped out with like $50. Let us protect the position and risk negative $1. We'll see how we go. Maybe it'll break up on Monday, which will be handy. And then we can set the profit to 50% and see how we go. I'm looking here, see here, that weekend it broke down. You never know what's going to happen. Freaky deaky stuff, man. Are we in for the long term or the short term? Trend strength is increasing, so that's good. And both trends are up weekly and daily. Cool, man. So I'm going to be trading 6 a.m. my time, which is 5 p.m. New York time, which is the New York close. I'm going to trade after the close. That's my plan. Every day. Cool. Thank you for watching my new system for trading, which seems to be doing okay. And have a wonderful day. And I hid my face because then you can just see all the stuff. So, yeah, we've got daily super trend, is my indicators, weekly super trend, triple filter system, which is for me trying to automate this whole thing. I just get rid of that. The trend line, which seems to be perfectly hit, and the elder force index, where the bulls lost. This is the power of the bulls, and here they lost power, so it's like go in. It seems to have coincided perfectly with the trend line, so that's handy. And this is the has trend strength. It's got to be above 25% in order to work the system according to my unscientific guesses. Because you don't want, if I found it, if the trend is low, let's have a look at some instruments where the trend is low. I just find a random one. Here the trend's below 25%. So the system would have said, I'll go in here, and we would have said, okay, put an entry here, entry here, entry here, and then we would have got in. I guess it would have been okay. But the trend, the daily trend is now down. Wait, the weekly trend is, where's the weekly trend? I see it not. Oh, the weekly trend is some weird dot thing. Yeah, so the daily trend is down, the weekly trend is up. And no strength, it has no direction, so you can't, like if you went long, here you go long, and you would have got stopped out of break even. Even if you went short, so this would say go short, and put one here, put one here, hit one here, that would have locked us in. Would have been okay, but we're just getting choppiness, we're not getting a trend. Okay, thank you for watching, have a wonderful day, bye.